This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This is important, so please listen to this video in full. I have a new channel. It is called Nations Conspire. It is linked below. You are not subscribed to it because I'm sure most of you are saying, well, I subscribed to your channels yesterday. Well, do I have news for you to show you how bad they don't want me on this platform, how bad they fear the things that come out of my mouth. And I'm not saying that to boost myself. I'm saying it because it's clearly true, because never have we seen censorship like this before. So I have a new channel. It is below. If you don't see it, it's in the comment section. If you can't find it there, go over to the community tab. I'll be leaving it up, and I'll be doing videos like this and taking them down after a period of time. So do that now. Now, this is what has occurred. I made two new channels, okay? One was called A Call for Resistance, and one was called New World Psychosis, okay? In less than 12 hours, one of the accounts was disabled. I went to log into the account, but people let me know over on the website that the account was no longer there. It was terminated. As you can see from the screenshots, it's terminated in less than 12 hours. Now, this is with a VPN. This is with doing numerous things to try to avoid getting caught, but I think I may have figured out what it is and was, and I'll show you in a second. So I can't even get in. They didn't even just delete the channel. They disabled the actual Gmail associated with it. So then I went over to New World Psychosis, and that was still up. So I was wondering to myself, oh, okay, maybe they missed one. How did they get one and not the other? Are they using voice recognition like a lot of people tell me? Well, I think I figured out what it is, so stay with me for a second here. So New World Psychosis then was also removed. So both of the new channels, this is unheard of. This is unheard of that these videos, these channels are getting removed this fast, which means clearly somebody is stalking me. Somebody is following me. Call it whatever you want. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and play victim like I care about somebody following me around, because I know exactly how these government officials and these little pawns at YouTube work and operate, and I can do the same exact thing to them if I please. Now, what I think occurred, they deleted both channels, and there's three things that could be in play here, okay? So hear me out. So if you haven't noticed, I have a mailing list over on my website. If you click on free videos, you could submit your email, and then with those emails, you get updated. Now, this is what I originally thought it was, because I went through my subscriber list before I made the channels yesterday, and I had noticed that there were employees of Google signed up to my mailing list. And how do I know they're employees? Because they had emails that weren't at gmail.com. They had emails that were at google.com, which is for Google employees, and they had emails that were at youtube.com. So you tell me. So apparently employees there are subscribing to my mailing list to try and follow me around. Now, I removed them, all the ones that I saw with those types of domain emails associated with it. However, I'm sure some of them use their own personal accounts, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a way that they're following me around. So this becomes a problem for me. Now, this is psychotic on their end, that they're this obsessed with me that they don't want me here. But it just proves my point. And people out there are like, hey, man, maybe you're deleting your own chat. I mean, I've heard it all. Why would I go through this? And I'm showing you the screenshots anyway. I mean, anybody could click on the links and see it's been terminated. It says been terminated by YouTube. It doesn't say been terminated by me. It would say that I removed the account. So they're following me around. They're that sickly, psychotically obsessed with me, which of course we see from the behavior of a lot of these people, how unhinged they are in today's society. But I guess they think this is going to deter me. In fact, it does the opposite. It actually makes me more motivated to be on this platform. It just proves me right about them wanting to herd conservatives or anyone that's Christian over to their Rumble accounts. Now, that's the second thing that I think is in play here. So if we take out the mailing list, okay, because one of the other things is that this channel, I sent out an email blast with this channel on it, and this channel's still here. So say it with me. Huh? Okay, so if we rule that out with the VPN on, then the other thing is that honeypot they call Rumble, because I actually put up one of my website videos over on Rumble because I wanted to actually drown out, I'll be perfectly honest. I saw that the guy who lit himself on fire video, that Russell Brand and the alt-right media, Crowder, et cetera, were all talking about it. Of course, they weren't talking about Manchurian candidates. They weren't talking about, mind-controlled operatives. They were just talking about it as if, oh, it's, these unhinged liberals are lighting themselves on fire. Of course they are, because that's what they're supposed to do, right? So I decided to upload mine to Rumble because I said, hey, well, maybe I'll drown these guys out and people could actually get truth, because I know a lot of people still want my content. They look for it. This is a very bizarre case where you hear about channels who have YouTube demise. They're like, oh, yeah, remember Boogie and all these other guys? They're big YouTubers, and then they just kind of, fell in their face because they stopped doing their normal, that kind of stuff. Okay, I've had billions of views. For anyone out there that just found my channel last year, under one of the many aliases, billions of views. I've had millions of subs, okay? Millions and billions. So I'm pretty known as far as my original channel name goes, and they don't want it out there, okay? People want my content though. So I put it up on Rumble, and in that video, I obviously mentioned the 2 channels so that people could go subscribe to it. So within 12 hours, I could take that, which tells me that Rumble is likely this honeypot where YouTube and Rumble have a deal together, and they literally sit there and watch who's allowed, who's on that platform and then who's trying to upload over on YouTube as well. Because obviously we hear about all these censored people like Russell Brand and Tucker Carlson, even though they perfectly fine with their YouTube channels and their Rumble accounts, right? I mean, it's an utter joke. So now we have 2 factors in play, right? And then the third one is what a lot of you say about voice recognition, but it doesn't make sense because this channel's still sitting here. And this channel's been sitting here for a while. And people actually sub this channel with no content on it because they're looking for me. Now, the reason I don't leave videos up here is to still have this channel. But at the end of the day, I expect at some point this channel is going to be deleted. But if they were using voice recognition, this channel wouldn't last a day because I do randomly put videos up using my voice. Now, some of you said, disguise your voice. Well, what's the point of me disguising? I mean, how much more can I already do? Not be me now, become AI, have an AI voice to do my content? No, I'm not going to conform to it. I'm going to figure out ways to continue to get the content out. But this is my point to everybody out there. I don't think I'm better than any other YouTuber. I'm not a better truth. There's a lot of people that give a lot of good information. Everyone goes, well, why is it you're targeted? Well, ask them, because clearly they're threatened by my work. Now, is it the way that I put stuff together? Yes. Is it the fact that I don't fall into the left-right paradigm? Yes. Is it the fact that I'm a Christian who has a strong voice and doesn't fall into this cookie cutter Christianity that they're trying to create? Yes. On top of those things, I don't believe anything in the news because none of it's real. And when I even show you stuff about manufactured news stories, they don't like that. Do you see what I've been talking about with the alt-right media? Do you remember the whole old guard of YouTubers? Some of you might not remember, but there's a whole bunch of us. And we know every time there was a shooting or any of these events, we would break these events down. Piece by piece, how fake they are, why they're creating it, how false flags work, all these things that the government is documented as doing. And you sit there and you look at it and you go, what do you think the government is doing all this stuff so that they can have intel on other countries? They're for intel on you. That's why my other channel is called Nations Conspire. It's right in the Bible, okay? And nations are conspiring against their citizens. So we used to debunk all those events. You don't see that anymore. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see anybody going, this is a fake event. Let's look at the shooting. Let's look at that. Now, I do that over on the website when these events occur, but you don't see that with any of the alt-right media. Everybody was hijacked in and thrown in, the Shapiros, the Daily Wire. They give you garbage content, but they play to your emotions because they call a lot of the stuff the liberals are doing insane. But they don't go into communism and Albert Pike and Freemasonry because they don't want you to know what's really going on. They want you to look at it, laugh it off, and think that it's going to be over soon when Donald Trump wins, which it's not, because that's part of the conspiracy, right? So people like me, they don't want around. Not only that, but because I have an easy way to wake people up. People can relate to me. People hear my voice and they're like, yeah, I don't know, this guy sounds like, I can relate, people say. I have an easy way of breaking things down, right? Even something like the Super Bowl video. Sure, it doesn't really tie in, with so much of the crazy stuff going on, but it does. Because they know that I understand how mind control works. So when I show you signs and symbols, you start peeling layers back. I have a process that I use to help wake people up. It's a process they don't want anyone out there to use, okay? And they specifically don't want my voice doing it because I'm a voice of reason. I'm a voice of understanding that this is fake, that we're being worked, and we've been getting worked since we were born on this earth because we've been indoctrinated with lies from the school system on, and I was duped too. I don't sit here and try to lecture people and sound like I'm smarter than they are, okay? I was duped. I went to school. I went to college. It's a lie. We learned nothing. We had no useful trades. And when they pull the plug on the grid, we're all going to be screwed unless we're prepared for it. These are things they don't want you to know about. They want you to think that everything's going to change with the election, okay? It's a herding mechanism. They're not real. The elections are fake. And they know this, but people are so caught up in their support for these fake politicians because they're getting them to relate to them because of the oppression that they're going through. When in reality, it's civilians who are under the oppression on all sides. We're under psychological war from these people, and we should be banding together. That's what they don't want you to know, the oldest motto, divide and conquer, that they're using on all of us. So that being said, I'm clearly being followed, okay? This isn't me putting myself on a pedestal here. Has anybody ever seen a channel get removed that fast? And for those of you who are like, well, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me make it clear to you. Anybody out there that has a channel, I know a lot of you do. It takes a while for a human being at YouTube to actually review your channel. Okay, it takes a while. So AI didn't remove my videos yesterday because those videos were just cookie cutter videos about crayons and me reading the Bible. So the AI is not going to remove those things automatically. A human being has to do that, has to connect the channels to one another, and then take it down. So that means that there's a human being, and there's like no employees at Google or YouTube. Like it takes months for them to get back to you. This isn't just for me, this is for everybody. Big channels, they don't get back to you right away. You don't have like a phone number to call and then they pick up and like, let me help you out. And certainly, trolls out there think that they're responsible. Like, oh yeah, I ratted him out, I flagged him. That takes forever, and it doesn't even work. Not the way that you think that it does, okay? Because people flag channels every day. You know how many people flag channels just because they don't like the person? YouTube knows this. There's no way that they can filter that. They get billions probably per day of people flagging a channel saying this guy's doing this is doing that because some guy doesn't like the other guy or some guy dated the other guy's boyfriend or girlfriend, and it just goes on and on and on. So it takes actually having people there stalking my channel, signing up for my website mailing list. That's how pathetic this has got. That they have employees on my website signed up, not on the pay side of the site, because that's monitored by me, but on the free mailing list side. That's where I saw these email accounts, where these people are employees of this nightmare company. Now you might say, well, why are you still here? Well, it just proves to me that Rumble is a trap. It's a design trap where they're doing data mining, they're following people, they're seeing what you're listening to, so I don't want to be over there. Okay, and secondly, they want everybody who has a conservative mindset to be sitting on Rumble. So they have everybody divided clearly where they can monitor them that way. They don't want people going into the the hive. Like right now, me being on YouTube, I'm in the hive. I'm in here and I'm able to help pull people out. They don't want that because as long as everyone stays divided, they win. So they're doing everything they can to prevent it. And I'm sure, look, the channel that I just started, I actually borrowed like somebody else's trolling account, like an account that was years old that they didn't use anymore. So I took that so that I could actually, so it doesn't show that I just made the account today. So it shows that it's an older account. So I'm letting you know that. So that's a different thing that I'm trying as well with the VPN, which I've already tried. So we'll see if it stays up or not. If it doesn't matter. Now, if you're here and you're like, oh man, well, don't take this channel for granted either, because this might be gone soon. So you know where the website is, acallforanuprising.com. Now should be a time that everybody's signing up. I'm not doing this so you sign up for the website. I want to still be here on YouTube. I want to do both. It's part of my routine to do both, as well as I've added in the podcasts. But the website is a place you will get my uncensored content, because even with me on YouTube, I can't give you all of the content that I want to give you, because look what happened. I did the false flag Kansas City thing and I got nailed immediately within minutes, right? And if I put up the video about the guy setting himself on fire outside of the Israeli embassy, it would have been gone in 3 seconds. And if I do anything about the vax, it'll be gone in 2 seconds. So I have to cover this stuff, on the website, but I also have to wake people up over here. So it's a hard balance. So if you really want my good stuff, it's, over on the website. But definitely join the mailing list so you can find out where I am, because this channel is not going to be here long. Now, I don't know how they don't have wind of this yet. Maybe God's protecting the channel. I don't know. Maybe they're like, let's let him have the one channel, and then we could just follow him around and delete his content. Well, okay, then I could just build out a brand new channel, not tell anyone I'm doing it, and just reach all new people. So, you know what I mean? I have no doubts that every time I build a channel out, that it's going to grow with new people who hear the content, like the content, and want to listen to it. I'm trying to, make sure that people who have followed my channel for years, who want my content, are subscribed to it. So subscribe now if you haven't yet. How unbelievable is this? This is like one of the most surreal, I literally, my jaw dropped. I'm just like, huh? I mean, the channels weren't even up for 12 hours. There's no content on the channels. So somebody's manually following me around. And it shows you how pathetic they are. They think I'm supposed to be intimidated by that. Like I'm intimidated by some dweeb with blue hair at YouTube who's following me around, flagging my channels. Or what, the government's I mean, I can't be important enough for the government to be following me around. So clearly it's just some human turd at YouTube who thinks I'm going to be intimidated by it. Then, when crap hits the fan and I find out who they are because they signed up for the mailing list, it wasn't that bright of an idea, They might end up on the train tracks or something, huh? I can't say any more than that. So make sure you subscribe to that other channel now. This video is only going to be up for a little period of time, but how unreal is that? Let me know in the comment section. I'd like to read what some of you have to say about how unbelievable this is. Have you ever seen anything like it, folks? So this just proves to you how bad they don't want my content here. I don't need to do this to try to build credibility for myself. I've already had credibility, and, you know, everybody thinks I'm dead. So, you know, the last time anyone found my regular channel name was well over a year ago. So I'm not doing this to try to say, look at me, I'm the best, do this, do that. I'm just telling you that they don't want you listening to my content, period. And they want you to just end up, what happens to a lot of people is then they end up sliding into the QAnon channels, or the ones that are like, well, you know, those guys are all gone, Call's gone, and all the other ones you probably used to listen to. Then you end up sliding into Steven Crowder. You end up sliding into Russell Brand or Daily Wire, because at least it's relatable content for you. And that's exactly how COINTELPRO works. They're agents in place. So you're never going to get real truth. And the resolution to all the problems is going to be a formulated resolution from the government themselves. They're going to get you stuck in the left, right. They're going to get you going to these states that they want you to go to, so you could be sitting ducks for them to hit you with all sorts of weapons and fake solar flares, EMPs to shut grids off on you. They're going to do all sorts of stuff. They're luring you into this. They do not want civilians to break free from the left-right trap. And that's what it is. It's a trap. It's toxic. It's poison. I'll see you over on my new channel, Nations Conspire. Let's see if we can make it 24 hours. I'm not putting anything up on Rumble, and I'm not sending out an email blast. So we'll see. Okay, the only thing is that they could see, you know, the screenshots in here. I get that, but I'll take a chance on that because I've had videos up for a couple days on here and nothing's happened. So we'll see, okay, if that channel actually lasts, which means I can't use the mailing list anymore. And I certainly won't be using Rumble for updates because it's already proven, because that's really what I think it is, because I did delete a lot of the people off the mailing list. But just the fact that an employee of Google would sign up for my website is pretty psychotic. It's more than psychotic. It's really sad. I didn't know I was that feared. I mean, really? Free speech that dangerous? Apparently it is to these psychopaths, communists. But guess what? It's just making me more motivated and more motivated. And nobody, you know, you see me do this over and over again. You ain't seen nothing yet, because, you know, I've always been motivated. But when this stuff starts to happen, I get more motivated and more motivated. And, you know, the way that I get motivated, these people could not handle it. And they will not be able to handle it. I thank you for being here, everybody. Make sure you subscribe now to the other channels. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Just unbelievable. Oh, man. Anyway, God bless all of you and your families as always.